let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
Welcome, ATL Falcon fans, to What the Falcon, home of the Brave, with your host, T-Will, and that dude, that guy, Mr. Analyst, Scott Karasik, like Jurassic. Say it right. Scott. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Well, Scott, you know why we're here, bud? You know what we're here to talk about? We are here to talk about these Falcons, man. What a game. What a game this past Sunday it was. What an effort. We got Silk Legacy in the chat saying, what's up, T-Will and Scott? Silk got that fire. Yeek. Get some. I added the get some because he always says that. Get some, Silk. How you doing, man? Because that's what we told the Vikings. Get some. That's right. That's what we did.
Get some of these nuts in your mouth is what we told the Vikings.
Whoa. Family show, Scott. Shame on
Is
you.
it?
Yes. Well, it wasn't designed. I'm trying to be. You know what I'm not trying to do? I'm not trying to get kicked off the YouTube, Scott.
Oh, you won't get kicked off YouTube.
Let's get into it. The opening drive. Well, okay. First, let's get into next week's game. Then we'll get into the recap, or this week's game. Sunday, 9/21/2025 at 1 p.m., Falcons will take on the Panthers at Bank of America Stadium. And, you know, Scott, there's just not a whole lot to say about Bank of America Stadium because, well, there's just not a whole lot to say, so we're not going to spend time on it.
I mean, it's a big-ass bowl. Like, that's all it is. It's just a big old bowl. It's like the Rose Bowl, but with a little bit more levels. Like, I've been there twice. It's not a fun stadium. It's not like ours, right? Architecturally, it's boring. Like one of the most boring stadiums out there. So, and there's no home field advantage or anything crazy to worry about.
Well, that's pretty much in alignment with what I've heard about it. No disrespect to you Panther fans. Hey, man, not going to disrespect your home. We're just going to come in there and establish some dominance. Let's talk about these Falcons. Talk about establishing dominance, Scott. 6 points for the Vikings. 6. Silk Legacy says, my song, the NFL, what did he say? The NFL thought the Falcons were some punks until they say, how we got crunk. We ain't never scared. We ain't never scared. Yeek. That was brought to you by Silk Legacy. So, Bijan went off for 143 yards rushing. Excuse me. He definitely delivered the mail. Tyler Algier had 76 rushing yards. And the only touchdown of the game. Michael Penix threw for 135 yards, 13 of 21, but he didn't need to do more than that. Vikings QB J.J. McCarthy was held to 158 yards through 2 picks, gave up at least 1 fumble. I think there were a total of 4 turnovers. I mean, big picture, the Falcons dominated. They are 1-1. They outgained Minnesota 36 to 198 in total yard. Time of possession tilted heavily in their favor, 36-32 versus 23-28. Scott, we in the building call this an ass kicking. Give me your thoughts on this, sir.
I think as far as the run game, as far as the defense, they've shown that if another team is shutting down the passing attack, closing up those lanes in the middle the way that the Vikings defense is designed to, that they can still get the job done. They can still go out there and win the game. And this was a great game for the defense. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm super low on J.J. McCarthy. I think the dude's terrible. He's been terrible for 7 of his 8 quarters in the NFL. Outside, and we've seen how bad the Bears are. So, like, really, how good can he be as a ceiling? But I don't know, man. To me, I like this because this is what an average defense should do to a terrible quarterback and a terrible offense that's missing half of its offensive line. Hold them to 6 points. This is what a above average offense should be doing to a good defense that's missing 4 starters. You know, maybe we didn't get the passing attack going as much as we wanted to. But I mean, if that's the only thing that they couldn't really get going, and yeah, Penix was 13 for 21, but there were 4 drops in the game. If those 4 passes are caught, we probably score twice in the red zone, if I'm being honest with you. Probably have 2 more touchdowns in the red zone. That's another 8 points added to this total. The way they were playing, they should have won 35-6, 34-6. Parker Room only been out there for extra points, the way they were playing. They couldn't close it. But again, Brian Flores has the best red zone defense in the NFL year after year because he's that damn good as a coordinator. So a lot of it had to do with Flores, not as much on Robinson. I went back and watched. Robinson was calling beaters, and they just were not getting open. There's only so much you can do.
Okay. I hear that. We went in there into Minnesota, and we said, "You feeling lucky, punk? You feeling lucky?" You know what else we said, Scott? We said,
bend over, lift up that skirt. That's what we told the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, no. We said, go ahead. What is it with you and all? What is it with you today?
I had a rough day at work. Okay. So I've just been like, not a rough day, a long day at work. I had a good day at work. Just
a long day. I understand. We said, go ahead, punk, make my day. Notice there's a pattern forming here, Scott. These are all Clint Eastwood movies. And the last thing we said was, you see, in this world, there's 2 kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig. You dig. What does that have to do with this presentation, you say? You should all be saying. Well, it's from the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And this is one of the most obvious segues in show business because we're about to cover, you guessed it, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from the Falcons-Vikings game. See what I did there? I know, little obvious, little on the nose, maybe. The Good, strong running game, 218 rushing yards total. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We basically said, hey, fellas, we're going to run the ball. And you know what? There's nothing you can do to stop about it. Well, there are 2 things you can do, really. Nothing and like it. Here it comes. Parker Romo went 5 for 5 on field goals, including a 54-yarder. Way to go, Parker. The Bad, limited passing yardage, only modest gains through the air. The Ugly, Vikings managing to stay close until late despite being dominated in yardage. Maybe some missed opportunities by Falcons to put the game away. Latest headlines. Viking starters Ryan Kelly and Justin Skule left with concussions. Wow. Falcons cornerback AJ Terrell exited with a hamstring injury. And didn't JJ get injured? Isn't JJ out?
Yeah, JJ has a high ankle sprain. I mean, they whooped on him. They really did.
That's an old fashioned hey man. And you know what? It wasn't the compassionate whooping that my mother gave me, right? Like my mom, when she would whoop me, she'd be like, "This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you." Now that was a lie. I can tell you that was a lie. Mom, that was an untruth. Okay? Just saying. I miss you, but that was an untruth. But this was an old fashioned, hey boy, go get in that room. You did what? This is an ass whooping your father would lay down on you. Okay, this is what we did to these Vikings. Monte Carlo says, "I just finished you and Carrie's live from yesterday. Love it, Monte Carlo. Thank you for that." Silk Legacy. The ugly is Raheem's capri pants.
I mean,
I like capri pants. I do. Will you see me in them? Never. I'm way too fat, but I like them. Carlos says Aaron Jones on the IR too. Wow. That I did not know.
Vikings are going to have a rough season this year with all the injuries. I will say I loved how the defensive line was treating JJ McCarthy like a piñata. Because the more you hit him, the more the ball pops out.
I love that. I see what you did there, sir.
Yeah. They hit him 11 times. He popped the ball out 3. And those three times is the difference in this entire game. Yeah. The Falcons held on to the ball.
Yeah.
There was one lost fumble by Drake London. Outside of that, they held on to the ball. No interceptions, no turnovers outside of it.
They definitely won the turnover battle, Scott.
You win that turnover battle 3-1, you're going to be in a really good shape every single week.
Yep. Jay Black says, "We got the vicious defense, Scott and T. Will." And then he emphasizes vicious.
Attitude-wise, absolutely. And as they continue to gel, they might, and I'm going to make a bold claim here, if they can play like they played against the Vikings every single solitary week, this is a top 10 defense in the league. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It might be a top 5. Now, I don't think it has the talent for top 5 yet, but it's getting there. And if they gel and they just continue to get better, if they play better than they did versus the Vikings for the rest of the year, they may finish in the top 5 in defense. And if we have a top 5 defense and a top 10 offense, the way I see this season going, that's a team that could compete for a title. That's not a team that we're worrying about making the playoffs. That's a team that's going 12-5, like I predicted. Maybe even 13-4. Just depends.
I mean, I could see 12-5. I could see 13-4. I could see it all right. I mean, way that defense played, man.
But it all starts this week. Every week. Win this game that's in front of us. This is our Super Bowl. Every single week, this is our Super Bowl. That's how you got to treat every game in the NFL. Even if the Panthers are dog shit, which they are.
You know the thing about that, Scott, is it's a division game. So to your point, it's a division game. Look, when division rivals get together, you can throw the records out because they know each other so well. You're gonna get their best. Like it's gonna be a dogfight. But I think the Falcons, I think the Falcons are, and Georgia Tech is looking. Not that I'm a Tech.
That's going to be a fun game this year because I wouldn't be shocked if Georgia Tech was undefeated going into that game. They've got a weak schedule in the ACC. I wouldn't be shocked if Georgia's undefeated going into that game. 2 11-0 teams. Again, Georgia is a really good team. Georgia Tech is a good-ish team, but they have a weak schedule, so they could be 11-0. So
I hear that. Jay Black says, "I'm hoping to see our team beat the stew out of the Panthers."
I am too.
Carrie says, "Hi, T. Will and Scott. BPE Carrie, better known as 21 Carrie, when Kirk pisses her off." Carrie says, "Hey, Monte Carlo, thank you for coaching the replay." catching the replay. Sorry. Appreciate it. Silk Legacy says, hey, Kerry. Everybody loves Kerry, man. Everybody loves Kerry.
Oh, yeah. Kerry's awesome.
Everybody loves Kerry. That should be a show. Everybody loves Kerry. All right, here are the key metrics from Panthers' last 2 games. Week 1 versus the Jaguars, the Panthers' offense struggled. QB Bryce Young was held to 154 yards. Ouch. Notable turnovers. Turnovers early. Young threw interceptions plus a fumble. Defense gave up big plays. All right. Number 2, Panthers amassed 352 total net yard versus Arizona's 293. Time of possession about 33-15 to 26-45. All struggled early.
I watched that game. Carolina got dominated until midway through the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
That was all garbage. Like all garbage yards.
Yeah.
Arizona was in straight up prevent at the end of the game the entire time. Cover 4 palms, literal prevent, 3-3-3, prevent, rushing 2 guys. Like Calais Campbell got a sack while they were in prevent. Like that's how sad the Panthers O-line has been. I'm not as worried about the total yards from Carolina. I'm more worried about catching those turnovers that Young's going to throw right into our hands. Much like Baker Mayfield. Like Young's ceiling at this point in his career is going to be Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He ain't what people thought he was when he came out. And I honestly was like, man, he holds on to that ball too long. JJ McCarthy held on to the ball too long. Bryce Young still holds on to the ball too long. If he doesn't throw 3-4 interceptions, he's going to get sacked 6-7 times. That Panthers offensive line is missing 2 starters already, with their center and their right guard being out. Their tackles are solid, but if you can't stop the pressure from the middle, your tackles get forced and focused in their projection scheme to play more condensed, and that leaves wide lanes for guys like Caden Ellis, Zach Harrison, Floyd, Ebiketie, all these guys to come in and knock out the quarterback. Bryce holds on to the ball too long. He tries to find open guys too long. Ted McMillan is good. Xavier Legette drops the ball too much. Hunter Renfro's Hunter Renfro.
I think he's got the most drops. Legette as well. I know it's early, but as far as that, he has the most drops in the
last 2 seasons.
He
had the most drops in 24 as well. Legette drops the ball too much. Like that is his biggest. That's been a knock on him since South Carolina, though.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So you said Baker holds the ball too long. Yep. Why is Baker so successful versus the Bryces of the world and the JJs of the world who hold the ball? Is it his evasiveness?
So Baker wasn't that evasive as a rookie. Baker eventually became evasive to where he could figure out, hey, okay, I got this guy opening up. I'm going to get it to him. Baker also has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Cade Otton, a solid group of guys.
Okay.
In Carolina, they have Jatavion Sanders, who, meh. Ted McMillan, who's pretty good. Not going to say he's not. Xavier Legette, who you throw it to him and he drops it, so you don't trust him in that situation. And then Hunter Renfro, who sometimes he's open and most of the times he's not. So they don't have a ton of guys to get the ball to.
Let me ask you this. Would you consider Bryce Young evasive? Meaning he can avoid, he can scramble, he can get out of certain situations, or no?
Not really.
So he's a pocket passer.
He's a pocket guy who can move, but he doesn't use his movement to his advantage.
Okay.
Where I feel like Penix is a pocket guy who can move, but does use it to his advantage, as we saw when he made that throw down to Drake on the right side of the field.
All right.
And that's why we call for more rollouts and stuff. Like, hey, let's move Penix off his spot and make Wilkinson's job easier.
Okay, fair. Let's look at our opponent's tendencies. Offensively, Panthers rely on Bryce Young in week 2, had decent yardage, but as you said, garbage time defensively. They gave up explosive plays especially early in games. Offensive matchup: Falcons D versus Panthers O. Key players to watch: Bryce Young, top rushers Chuba Hubbard, wide receivers McMillan. Falcons defensive line and secondary will need to disrupt early rhythm and capitalize on turnovers.
Yep.
Scott, I'm going to go with the advantage being for the Falcons here, but give me your thoughts.
I
Specifically,
think,
our D line versus their O line.
I mean, their O line's outside of Ekwonu and Moten, their O line is terrible. Their O line's garbage. Like Cade Mays, there's a reason why he wasn't drafted and why he is just, or maybe he was drafted late. Sorry. He was drafted late, but he wasn't very good. Damian Lewis, replacement level at best. Chandler Zavala hasn't shown the promise that he had as a draft talent. They don't really have anybody in the middle of that line. So what I would do is I would run a lot of A-gap blitzes with Caden Ellis, with Divine Diablo, because they're going to break through. And have Rook sit in that one tech and just sledgehammer through two guys. Because they're either going to double Rook and leave a wide open lane for that A-gap blitz, or they're going to cover two guys and someone's going to pop off a block on the interior.
Okay. Silk Legacy says Bryce is going to be mincemeat. Those of you in the chat, and first of all, chat, we love you, man. Hey, we are glad you guys are here. Give me a 1 if you think the Falcons will get at least 4 sacks this game. Those of you in the chat, if you think the Falcons are going to get at least 4 sacks, is it going to be a meeting at the quarterback? And that's an old song from the 80s. Meeting in the ladies' room. I just kind of remixed it. I'm getting my big low on today, if you hadn't noticed, Scott. I'm doing my big low. I'm in my big low.
Meeting at the pinata.
Hey, I can dig it. Meeting at the quarterback. Boom, boom. So, guys, if you think the Falcons are going to get 4 sacks or more, drop a 1. If you think less than 4, drop a 2. Let's see. Damn, Silk Legacy said, now I'm working on my cussing. Lord, excuse me. Darn it. Silk Legacy says 1, it will be 8 sacks. Dang. Silk went LeBron on us. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. But hey, while we're at it, let's talk about this defensive matchup. Scott, Falcons will want to lean on the run given how – I'm sorry, we already talked about it. Let's talk about the Falcons offense. Falcons will want to lean on the run given how successful it was versus the Vikings. Exploit Panthers' early game lapses. Penix Jr. must manage the game and protect the ball versus the defense that will try to force turnovers. Agree or disagree with that? Give me your thoughts.
Completely agree with that idea, but I think they're going to go and actually run some play action now. They've put so much run game on film that at this point, teams are going to start loading up against it.
Okay.
With what they saw versus the Vikings, what they saw versus the Bucs loaded up against it. And now, and Penix went off for 300 yards. The Vikings didn't load up against it and got gashed for 220 yards. So, I mean, it's pick your poison, whether you want to get gashed by the arm or the leg. At this point, a lot of teams are going to choose the arm because they're like, well, Penix is young. He's not going to get touchdowns. So that's where the touchdowns have to come in this week. You got to get those explosive matchups. I'm not worried about Mike Jackson. I'm not worried about Nick Scott. I'm not worried about Trevon Moehrig. I'm not worried about J.C. Horn or Chow Smith-Wade. They don't have a deep secondary at all. Or
Michael Jackson is playing for the Panthers? What?
Yeah, Mike Jackson. They don't really have great edge defenders either. DJ Wanham is just okay. Patrick Jones is just okay. Their linebacking core can't cover. Roseboom can't cover. Trevin Wallace can't really cover. So you got to attack the secondary. You got to attack the linebackers. Got to create mismatches. Have guys like Pitts and Robinson really attack those linebackers and take advantage of those matchups. Finally run a Texas route. Run some seam stuff with Pitts. Like, attack the seams with Pitts. This is the game to do that because their one good safety, Trevon Moehrig, isn't good enough to cover the entire field. And he's also not a great safety. He's an above average safety.
Okay. Fair enough. Monte Carlo says 1, and the defense is getting a pick 6 and or a strip sack. I can dig it. Silk Legacy says it's Pitts and Mooney time. Falcon Commander says, good Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Go ATL Falcons. Rise up, dirty birds. I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. Keys to the game. You pretty much covered that. Give me the details. Give me the details. Offensive matchup, the Panthers lean heavily on Bryce Young in week 2 versus Arizona. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 stat. Blah, 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 stat. In the run game, Chuba Hubbard has been steady. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care about the Panthers. The Falcons front, which just sacked J.J. McCarthy 6 times, will look to pressure Young early and often and cut off Hubbard's check down roll. Defensive matchup, the Falcons passing game hasn't exploded yet, but Kyle Pitts has quietly been productive. Through 2 games, he's logged 11 catches for 96 yards, 7 for 59 versus Tampa, 4 for 37 versus Minnesota. While he hasn't found the end zone yet, his presence over the middle will test Carolina's linebackers. Especially
Pitts is on pace for a Tony Gonzalez season.
Yeah, he's doing great, man.
That 90 catch, 900 yard season.
He's doing great. Now, if he does that, let me ask you this: you think we re-sign him?
Absolutely.
Because you still got Drake, you still got Jeffy.
Tight ends are cheap.
Okay. LBB, my little big brother, just stepped in the building. What's going on, little big brother? He says Penix is about to unlock Pitts. I can dig it, man. Silk Legacy says 6 TDs, 4 in the air. Damn. I'm working on my cousin. What's wrong with you, T. Will? 2 on the ground, 8 sacks, 4 interceptions. Wow.
So he's predicting like 42-0 score.
That's a Madden game. That's a Madden game right there.
Man, if that happens, I'm happy.
I mean, hey man, that's what my brother used to do to people when he played Madden. That's how my brother used to get down. My brother was a savage. Was an absolute savage. If you don't know, now you know. All right, matchups that favor the Falcons. Bijan and Algier versus Panthers. Run defense pits athleticism against a vulnerable linebacker core, as you stipulated, Scott. If Penix finds a rhythm, Carolina will struggle to cover tight end mismatches. Matchups that favor the Panthers. If Bryce Young finds a rhythm like he did versus Arizona, 328 yards, Falcons secondary depth, especially if Terrell isn't 100%. I don't even know if Terrell's playing, could get stressed. Hubbard's versatility as both a runner and receiver could create matchup headaches if linebackers overcommit to the run. Scott, agree or disagree, sir? Give me your thoughts.
So I agree with the main points on the matchups that favor the Falcons, but you also have to include Bijan with the linebacker attack plan, because they're going to have a hard time covering those flats, hard time covering those Texas, all those different routes that you can run with Bijan. With Penix, you're also going to stress the safeties. And with Mooney back, with London back, with them back to more close to full health, you're going to really stress those safeties. I wouldn't be shocked to see them get a good run game going early, switch it up to some play action passing, and then as the game goes on, stick pretty heavy to the run in the second half. But I'm also predicting a pretty nice lead at halftime if they do that. Bryce Young has not found a rhythm in any game until the fourth quarter against the Cardinals. He's been very J.J. McCarthy in his play. And the Falcons defense hasn't allowed over 250 or 260 yards all season so far. If they can continue to do what they've been doing and limiting those yards and limiting the points, that's a massive, massive positive for this team. Now Hubbard, as a matchup that could favor the Panthers, Divine Diablo was fast, man. He was covering running backs up
so fast.
And then Billy Bowman has shown that he can take down a running back in the open field.
Mm-hmm.
So the combination of those guys, hell, even Xavier Watts took down a running back on a screen pass against the Bucks. So I don't know. This matchup just feels like it fits. And I feel like as long as they don't get a trap game situation going on, this should be a win.
Yeah.
The Panthers are one of the 2 worst teams in the league. And they might be the worst, but I can't bring myself to say the Saints are better than anybody.
Spoken like a true Falcons fan.
Well,
and nor should you.
It's not even that. It's the Saints quarterback situation is the worst in the league, and there's not even a question about anyone being better. And if they could come to Atlanta and say, we'll give you our next 3 first-round picks for Kirk Cousins, and we'd say, nah, give us a 4th. That's how I feel about it. Like they could do that, and we'd be like, nah, we need 4.
Love it. We need 12. We need 12 first-round picks.
And then we turn around and trade 2 of those. Turn around and trade 2 of those for moving up in the rounds.
Love it.
This year you wouldn't have to because you'd be getting the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, because they're truly going to suck.
They're going to suck.
Yeah, they're going to they're going to suck at the height of sucktivity. I know it's not a word. Eric Parker says 144-3 was the worst I did somebody on Madden. Wow. Jay Black says Jalen Walker will go Super Saiyan on Bryce Young. 3 sacks for Falcons. Super Saiyan.
Here's my view. Do you know who had the most sacks in this last game?
No, but I know who Super Saiyan is. Go ahead.
Zach Harrison.
Now that I saw him get the strip sack. I did not know he had the most.
He had a half sack on another play. So I guess the way I look at it is I don't care who has the sacks as long as it's the Falcons. As long as they got that bird on their helmet, I don't give a damn. Give me as many sacks on a quarterback as possible. Who gets them, do not care. As long as it's an Atlanta Falcon of some sort, I don't care. It could be Jesse Bates on a blitz. It could be Billy Bowman on a blitz in the slot. It could be Divine Diablo. It could be Caden Ellis. It could be any of our fantastic defensive linemen or edge defenders. I don't give a damn who does it. Just take him down. Hit him like a pinata. Bryce Young is another pinata. The more you hit him, the more he coughs up the ball. So keep hitting him. He'll cough up the ball. And maybe eventually you'll see Andy Dalton in the game because Bryce is tiny.
Wow. Did you see the meme of David versus Goliath with Calais Campbell versus Bryce Young from last week's game? Did you see that? That was kind of the internet is
Calais Campbell sack him twice.
Yeah. Including
the game closing sack on 4th and 7.
Yep.
4th and 8, something like that.
Yep.
Calais Campbell blitz or not blitz. He popped off around the guard and just smashed Bryce Young. And it was like there were Panthers fans going, he was hit helmet to helmet. I'm like, no, dude, he was hit chest to helmet because Bryce Young is tiny and Calais Campbell's 6'9". That's what 5'9" versus 6'9" looks like. He hit him in his helmet with his chest and then bear hugged him and fell to the ground. And that was his sack. And it was hilarious.
That's pretty bad, man. Eric Parker says 42-0, 42-zip, 42 zipola. Eric says Dolphins, in regards to one of the worst teams I think you were talking about. Monte Carlo says they're going to give us their best shot. They desperately need a win on the board, and we, the team everybody gets right on, defense going to show them different. I love it. We are no longer that get-right team.
This is our get-right game. we're gonna get right against their defense. We're gonna get our offense right against their defense.
I can dig
We're
it,
gonna
man.
get our pass rush right against their offensive line. We're gonna get our defenders right against their passer, quote unquote. Like, yeah, this is our get right. This isn't theirs. I don't think the Panthers are good.
Okay.
And I don't think the rivalry is big enough for them or for us to sit here and be like, oh, it's a rivalry game. No, Panthers are the little brother.
So we're gonna sun them, is what you're saying. They're gonna get sun. They're gonna get over there and sit down in that corner.
This is the little brother from Dad's New Marriage. You know my view on the NFC South.
Wow. From Dad.
Falcons are the oldest brother. Saints came around about a year later. They argue and fight like twins. The Panthers are the little baby brother from Dad's New Marriage, and then the Buccaneers are your drunk cousin that has a good season every 20 years.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Like, that came up from Minnesota and decided to move down and was like, "Oh hey, I guess I'm hanging out here now."
Oh man, I can dig it.
That's the division.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a short out of what you just said. Jay Black says, "Laugh out loud, sick legacy. Pitts is gonna shine this year. I can dig it." Jay Black says, "T Will, I already made my prediction for sacks already and completely back Scott's sentiment. Laugh out loud." Eric Parker says, "Kirk can get 2 sacks."
Hey, if Kirk can blitz, I'm down with it. I don't think he's fast enough to get around the edge though.
I can dig it. T Green says, "We are good. We are good." And since we are good, T Green, since we are good, we're gonna try some
No, he's a Panthers fan. Keep reading.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Jay Black says, "Very good analogy, Scott." T Green says, "Falcons coming in Bank of America thinking stuff is sweet. They're gonna find out real quick." Well, let me tell you something, T Green.
Find out what your team sucks.
All opinions are welcome here. So if you are a Panthers fan, you are welcome, my friend. Now, I gotta warn you, this is a Falcons chat, but we like to have some fun. So first and foremost, welcome to the show, buddy. We're glad to see you. Now, unfortunately, I don't think you're right, T Green. I think your Panthers are gonna wear it, but you are welcome to come in here anytime you want, my friend. Hey, we love it, man. Go Falcons. Let's get to some T Green. Let's get to some Falcons, Panthers trivia. Okay, just a little something we did for the show. So, which Falcons running back rushed for 200 yards against Carolina in 2004?
Was that not Warwick Dunn game? Or was that a different guy?
Warwick Dunn may have been in the game, but it wasn't him. But I just got one thing to say to you, Scott.
Was it Duckett?
Yes.
Okay.
DDD. It was Duckett.
Yeah, okay.
Duckett.
I didn't know if Jarius Norwood was on the team at that time or not. I'm thinking Norwood was drafted in 06.
Yep. Eric Parker says, "Kirk got enough money to get around the edge." T Green is laughing at something. T Green says, "Thanks a lot, and you're welcome, my friend." Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, he was guessing Dante. Jay Black was guessing Michael Turner. Jay Black says, "Darn it, I meant Duckett." All right. Who is the Panthers? T Green, this one's for you, buddy. Who is the Panthers' all-time leading rusher in Falcons matchups? And it's for everybody.
D'Angelo Williams?
Darn it, Scott, you are good, man. You are good.
He was with the Panthers for like eight years, and that's the only reason why. It was either going to be him or Jonathan Stewart. So those are the only backs that they keep.
You are good, man. You are good. All right. Next question. This is an easy one. Which Falcons wide receiver has the most receiving yards in a single game versus Carolina?
Julio got that man fired, Jones.
Julio got that man gone. Jones. Julio, you can't cover him with a 6th-round draft pick. Are you serious? Are you
Undrafted
serious?
player. Bene Benwickery had man coverage on him until the
Why?
middle of the third quarter.
Why?
And then they benched him, and then he put up 75 yards on the next guy on one play. And
That's
then
like snowballs.
they put Ben
changing
Wickery back in the game because they were like, oh, I guess Ben Wickery's actually leaving, actually helping him out.
They don't love that man. They don't love that man. I'm just telling you. They don't
300 yards in a game. God damn.
Yeah, man. That is the definition of must.
That was the 500-300 game, too. That was when Matt Ryan threw for 5. We were like, oh, man, that's the best game any Falcon quarterback's ever going to play. And then Julio put up 300 of that, and we were like, damn, this is great. This is the way the offense always needs to look.
Yeah, man. It's outstanding. Which QB has the most career wins in the Falcons-Panthers rivalry?
This has to be Matt Ryan.
And it is Matt Ryan. And
yeah,
Scott Karasik is in fuego. He's on fire.
He was what, like 21-7 against them?
Yeah. Hey, hello, fire department. Hey, we got a fire over here. Can you come put Scott Karasik out? He's on fire. Yeah? No? Okay. Hey, Scott, they're on their way. Let's see. T Green says we're gonna stop Bijan. Hey, T Green. Hey, man, I want to grow hair. You know what I mean? I want to grow hair, but Mother Nature's cruel, and I just don't think so, buddy. But okay. Last question: who caught Michael Vick's famous OT game-winning TD pass in 2002 versus the Carolina Panthers?
Was that not Algernon?
Damn, Scott, leave some for somebody else. Jesus, man. Greedy.
Algie Crumpler.
Scott is showing off today. Okay. We know you're good at your job because you don't forget nothing.
Well, old Crumpleuppagus.
Hey, man, let me tell you something about Algie Crumpler. That man could catch 100-mile-an-hour ball with one hand. Like, he was that dude, man. You go back and look at some of those throws that Michael Vick was, you couldn't even see it. And Crumpler was like, I got it.
Matt Ryan's career versus the Carolina Panthers was his best record, his best overall games, 18-10, over 7,400 yards, and 40 of his touchdowns were against the Panthers.
I can dig it. I can dig it, man. I can dig it. It can be dug. Well, Scott, we are at the point in the show. Now, see, I was going good, and then I went and got myself lost. Okay. We are at the point in the show, and I have OCD, so I'm gonna spend 5 minutes tripping on it. Give me Scott Karasik like Jurassic. Give me your score prediction. Everybody in the chat, give me your score prediction.
I'm going to say 35-14.
35-14.
I think if this team is for real, and I think it is, it's going to be 35-14. And yeah, they're going to allow a couple touchdowns in this one, but it's going to be garbage time. It'll be like 35-7 until the fourth quarter, or in the middle of the fourth quarter, and then they'll allow a garbage time touchdown on an 80-yard, 7.5-minute drive in the middle of the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Shut up, Green.
I could dig it. Hey, man. All fans are welcome, although I don't think what he's saying is going to come to fruition, but the man has a right to his opinion.
It's like he thinks this is the same team as last year. Like, it's the same defense as last year.
Hey, man.
That was led by James Lake, who was terrible.
Hey, man. Yeah. Jimmy Lanier Lake is where careers go to die. I can agree with that.
Jimmy Lanier Lake.
Yeah, man. That dude is like,
damn.
I'm just saying, man. Eric Parker says 42-0. Monte Carlo says through the MFing mud. T Green says 24-21 Panthers. Silk Legacy says 56-3. T Green says, y'all not beating us at home this time, buddies. Falcon Commander says 31-20 Falcons. T Green says, take your first L. Okay. Monte Carlo says 38-13. I can dig it. Scott, I don't know that Bijan eclipsing 100 yards is a bold prediction, but give me a bold prediction for this game.
Kyle Pitts puts up over 125 yards and a touchdown.
I can dig it. Hey, you guys in the chat, give us a bold prediction for this game. Doesn't matter what it is, your most outlandish stuff ever. My brother Eric is going to be like, the Falcons are going to score 130 points, and they're going to put the band in to close out the game. The band leader is going to be the quarterback. That's what my brother's going to say. T Green says it's always a good rivalry game. Yeah, we get it in, T Green. I can agree with that, man.
It's not a rivalry, though. You got to actually win some games for it to be a rivalry.
Well, to be fair, even though it was Jimmy Lake Lanier, they did win the last game. So, they did. Let's see. Eric says, we going to change the name from Bank of America Stadium to Mercedes-Benz Stadium North. T Green says, keep pounding while we rise up. 82 Monte Carlo says, 3 picks and a kick return. Oh, I love it. I can dig it. T Green says, I doubt it, Eric. Silk Legacy says, Kirk is going to get more camera time, Raheem. I wanted to crack a joke, but
I want this to be such a blowout that Kirk Cousins is in the game for a series at the end of it.
I want it to be such a blowout that Felipe Franks is in at quarterback at the end of the game. Like, it would have to be 60-0 for that, right?
Like,
that's how much.
But Franks is only in there to down the ball.
I mean, 60-0. What can he do? You know what I mean?
No, you still have him down the ball.
I can dig it.
Man,
Eric Parker says we already own y'all. Eric says that's our house.
The Falcons have won more games in Carolina against the Panthers in the last 20 years than the Panthers have won versus the Falcons, and it's not even close.
T Green says this is our lair, which kind of sounds like it should be followed by like it sounds like there should be a growl. I can't really do a growl. I don't do a good growl, but I feel like in his spirit, T Green is growling right now. Like he's like, I'm not even gonna do it. I did it 2 times already. It'll be a meme somewhere. I know my brother's gonna download it and be like, yep, you did it to yourself, buddy.
The Falcons are 15-10 in Bank of America Stadium.
Wow. We get after it, man. We get after it.
Since 2000.
T Green, is that a cookie monster? That's just a blue emoji. It kind of halfway looks like a cookie monster that you're laughing with. Carrie says, hi, Jay Black. Miss Carrie in the building. Miss Carrie, baby. I can dig it. All right, so guys, we are introducing a new section. A new segment. This will be on all shows on For My ATL One, well, all of my shows. Okay. I think it's going to be fun. I think you guys are going to love it. And Scott and myself get to debut it. And this section is called Drum Roll, Please. Yes, I know the drum roll sucks, Scott. I don't have a sound machine, okay? I can hear your thoughts. I'm Professor Xavier. Wait, that's the wrong slide. Get it together, T-Will. There we go. It's called Fans of the Week. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Where else in the podcast universe can you get a fan of the week, or fans plural, fans of the week? If my mom were here, she would say, fans, it's more than one, Terry. It's plural. It's more than one. Love you, Mom. Hope you're having a great time up in heaven. Fans of the week, online tuna, fan from New Zealand. Okay. He's from New Zealand, dude. Enough said. Island Mike from a show a couple of days ago. I'm the biggest Falcon fan in Puerto Rico. Wait, I'm the only Falcon fan in Puerto Rico. Okay, these are quotes. Big Low. What are donkey hooters, T. Will? And while one day I will tell you guys what donkey hooters are, I still want to be on YouTube, so I'm not going to do it just yet. And last but not least, from a show that was a couple of weeks ago, but it made me laugh. Okay. It was very entertaining. My brother says, Jack, talking about Jack Spade, closes refrigerators with his hip and says, bow.
Oh,
And I still think it's funny. Can you imagine that? Bow. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I could see it.
That's funny. That's funny. Jack, hey, man, we love you, dude. But I can totally see Jack doing that. Bow. I can see Jack doing that. I can see Jack going, chat is live, chat is lit. Bow. You know what I mean? I can totally see that. So those are our fans for the week. Guys, we appreciate everyone who came out. We appreciate you guys. So my score, I'm gonna say that we are going to win. I'm gonna say 27-13. I'm gonna say 27-13 Falcons. I'm gonna say 2 turnovers, and I'm gonna say 4 sacks on the nose. That's what I'm gonna say. 4 sacks, 4 exact sacks is what I'm gonna say. So definitely. And hey, man, y'all give T Green a break. He's just expressing himself. He's got the right to do that. Okay. Although T Green, I don't think you guys are gonna win. But one thing I'll say, man, I admire your passion for your team, buddy, because that's how I feel about my Falcons. So I get it. I totally understand. I just don't think it's gonna work out that way. I think the Falcons will win this game, and I think they will do so handily. But yeah. Carrie says, we are expressing ourselves too, T. Will. I know, but there's like 30 of you and 1 of him. Come on, Carrie. Wait a minute. There's 40 folks watching. There's 39 of you and 1 of him, Carrie. Come on. Anyway, whatever. T Green is just Falcons not winning. T Green, I love you, buddy, but you know who you are? You're the dude that's like, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
1%? You're saying there's a chance. Why I gotta be D. Will, Eric? Why do I have to be D. Will, Eric? Come on. No,
you don't go into a Lions den and then not expect the Lions to pounce. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
true. They are gonna roar. They are gonna roar. They are gonna roar. Now that is very true. That is very true. Well, hey man, Scott, tell these folks where they can find you, and tell them about your other shows, man, and just let's talk about it. Tell these folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Karasik S. We're still working out a timing on the other show with Draft Professors, but we're trying to figure out a good way to talk about like cap and more the intricacies of how the NFL works.
Yep.
And just kind of have a show about that, like the money, how that impacts the draft, how that impacts decisions being made in free agency, how free agency decisions impact the draft, vice versa. Depending on how high your pick is, it can make a big difference. Like you might not sign a top tier quarterback if you're taking a dude number 1 overall. You might sign a guy like a Marcus Mariota.
Yep.
Like the Commanders did, who might end up starting next week versus us. But that's a whole other thing.
Fair enough. Well, to everyone who came in the chat, hey man, I just want to thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hey man, we love talking Falcons with y'all. We love our beloved Atlanta Falcons, and we appreciate it. Bucks are not the best in our division, T Green. Okay, now you're going too far, buddy.
See, the Bucks lost their starting right guard. They lost their starting right tackle. They lost one of their starting defensive tackles. Their left tackle's banged up.
Yep.
The Bucs have a long way to go without half of an offensive line to be the best in our division still. And they could go on a nice little losing streak with what their schedule looks like right now.
I hope they do. I really do. As a devout Falcons fan for 45 years, I really hope they do go on an extended losing streak.
And like they barely beat us. It wasn't like our ass or anything. If anything, we were leading them for a good bit of that game. Yep. And then right at the end, they came back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they got the Jets this week, whatever. But they got the Eagles, the Seahawks, the Niners, and the Lions after that.
Oh, wow.
And it could be 4 straight losses for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Our schedule shapes up a lot better because, yeah, we've got the Panthers this week. Then it's the Commanders, the Bills, and the Niners. But we match up really well with the Commanders. Bills and Niners, those might be losses. I'd be okay if we lost those. But after that, we've got Dolphins, Pats, Colts, home versus Panthers, at the Saints, at the Jets. That's 6 straight games that should easily be winnable. So let's say they go 2-2 on the next 2. And they're at 3-3, then they win 6 straight heading into the last stretch. I'll take 9-3 going into that last stretch. Got to be healthy to do it, but nah.
All right. Well, hey, man, I can dig it. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. If you get a chance, if you are so inclined, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. So that, guess what? We can bring more content like this to you. The more you like, the more you share, the more you subscribe, the more YouTube puts us in the algorithm. So please like, share, and subscribe. Again, to everyone in the chat, you guys could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us tonight, and we are so grateful. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys. We love talking Falcons with you guys. Again, want to thank God for sending y'all in my path and obviously sending you in my path, Scott. And last but not least, I want to thank Mr. Jack Spade and Mr. Eric Parker for giving my shot in this business, man. You guys have an amazing day. And yeah, man, go Falcons! Go Falcons. Let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play, bringing the thunder every single day.